You know, in part one, we talked about how racists and bigots wrote the textbooks, how they made sure they could control what we learned, what we believed, and how we saw ourselves. In part two, we talked about what happened when we finally started building, how every time we created something strong, something ours, they burned it down, and then had the nerve to tell us to try harder. But here in part three, we're bringing it all together, because once you understand how they controlled and shaped what we learned and how they destroyed what we built, you can finally see what they feared the most, us realizing our power. This part isn't about what they did, it's about what we're about to do, because we're not just waking up anymore, we're rising up. We're learning the system, mastering it, and building one of our own. And this time, we're not asking, we're not begging, we're becoming. Let's talk about it. You ever wonder why they keep us so distracted? Why every time we start talking about ownership or unity or building something real, something comes along to divide us all over again? That's not coincidence. That's control. Because once we figure out who we are and what we're capable of, the whole game changes. Let's be real. Color don't run this country. Money does. And right now, black people in America have over $1.3 trillion in spending power. 13% of the population with enough economic weight to shift this nation overnight. But what happens? We spend it faster than we circulate it. It leaves our hands before we can build a foundation with it. We make everybody else rich while we stay fighting for scraps. And the system loves that, because the divided people are predictable people. People who don't trust each other are easy to control. See, they don't fear us marching, they fear us managing. They don't fear our anger, they fear our organization. They don't fear our emotions, they fear our economics. Because once we start directing that 1.3 trillion towards our own schools, our own banks, our own businesses, our own communities, we start controlling the narrative, the politics, and the policies. And that's the part they can't handle. So they feed us distractions. They pit us against each other. They keep us arguing about parties instead of purpose. They keep us shouting who's right instead of what's next. But that time is running out, because now we see it. We see that we don't need permission. We see that the power was never theirs. It's been ours the whole time. We are the culture, we are the labor, we are the creativity, the soul, the rhythm, and the reason this country even moves. And the minute we realize that, for real, everything changes. So no, they don't fear us because we're violent. They fear us because we're finally aware. And awareness, that's the beginning of power. So from here on out, we move different. We think different. We spend different. We teach different. We build different. Because